West Stand, where the Chelsea fans are housed, 1,800 supporters, single-tier, standalone stand. And then if we look further behind, over towards the city of Lincoln, the cathedral is lit up on the hill away towards our right-hand side as we sit in the main stand, and we're underway, and it literally is an up and under from the red and white striped shirts of Lincoln City, and the ball with the cheers will tell you that Chelsea had put that ball out of play for a throw. So Lincoln, in their red and white striped shirts and black shorts, are playing from right to left as we look, and already look out for Tom Hamer, who I'm sure is going to launch this ball in. He's got a long throw. They're going to try and cause Chelsea problems. Chelsea are in their royal blue shirts and shorts and white socks, so they are playing from left to right. But Hamer, who's playing as a left wing back, is already wiping the dew off that ball, and in it comes now off the underside of his shirt. It is a long throw in towards the penalty area. A good distance of that diagonal throw. He's going to go out for another Lincoln City throw. I'll give you the two teams in a moment, but this is clearly an area where they're going to cause Chelsea problems, Chris Sutton.
Yep, absolutely. Hamer has got a lengthy throw. The three centre-backs for Lincoln City have gone forward into the box.
And it comes now from Hamer, launch long, bouncing in the penalty area. And it was an awkward one in the end, and it still hasn't been fully dealt with by that Chelsea defence. It was Hato who tried to get it clear. Opportunity here! Oh, they hit the post! That was a real chance for Lincoln City. It was Monsomer, I think, who fired the ball in, and it cannoned away off the left-hand post. What a start by Lincoln.
He's so unlucky, Monsomer. Right-hand side of the box. Powerful effort off the post.
In it goes long again. Jorgensen's come a long way. He's taken out one of his own players. There's got to be a stoppage in play. He's absolutely clattered into Wesley Fofana as Jorgensen. Lincoln City, I was told when I did my homework on them that they like to mix it up a little bit, like to have the opposition have it. My word, in the opening 2 minutes they've given it to Chelsea.
And Chelsea defensively all over the place. From the second long throw, and Monsomer, eventually the ball goes out to the right-hand side of the box. He hammered a shot off the post, and then another long ball from Lincoln City. And Jorgensen comes and smashes into Wesley Fofana. Jorgensen back on his feet, hobbling. That was some collision, that, but I think Chelsea, after 2 minutes, are well aware that they are in for a game here at Sincil Bank this evening.
Jorgensen was criticised for not coming off his goal line for the Casemiro goal at the weekend at Old Trafford. Well, he came there, but Fofana was absolutely clattered into. It was a heavy fall. He's now on his haunches. I'll give you the two teams. G-Cock is in goal for Lincoln City. They've made 4 changes. Monsomer, Bradley and Tower are the back three, with Darikwa and Hamer as the wing-backs right and left respectively. Bartholomew, McGrandles and House is the midfield. Bartholomew, it's a Ukrainian under-21 international that they signed actually from Slovan Liberec from the Czech Republic. Only his 5th appearance for the club. Rob Street and Freddie Draper are the two up front. Chelsea have made 8 changes from that team at Old Trafford. Chalobah, Fofana and Enzo Fernandez are the ones who remain. Jorgensen in goal for the suspended Sanchez. Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah, Hato, Santos, Fernandez, Buonanotte, Gittins, George and Garnacho. So it's still a very, very strong Chelsea side.
Absolutely. You look at the two wide players for Chelsea, Garnacho and Gittins. Well, best part of £90 million spent there. Enzo Fernandez in that midfield area. So Enzo Maresca, he has gone pretty strong. We know there's some big hitters he's left out and maybe rested, but he's taken this game very seriously. Listened to his press conference yesterday, talked about a nervousness with this game.
Well, it's going to be an uncontested drop ball, but it's going to be 10 yards forward of the centre circle in favour of the home side. The referee Matthew Donoghue just drops it and they play the ball short, and it is scooped long in towards the penalty area. The header by Bradley, and Jorgensen has to claim that, reaching high inside that 6-yard area.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a difficult night for Jorgensen. Hasn't been a straightforward start, but came and gathered that one. But Lincoln have set their stall out. They're going to be direct, get the ball into the box, and a second ball game. Chelsea are going to have to make sure they're on the metal. What a start from Lincoln City. They are all over Chelsea.
It was a sweet strike from Lewis Monsma. Only his second appearance. He played for just over an hour against Notts County. Dutch defender, 6'3". Had a really bad time of it with 2 ACL injuries that he's had in his career. Actually has played just over 100 appearances for Lincoln, but they've now got a throw over on that far side. And again, it's going to be Tom Hamer, who has been put in as a left wing back, but by and large, because of this ability to launch the ball in, doesn't beat the first man, headed out, lifted back by Lincoln to the edge of the area, over the head of Monsma. They get it back to Lincoln momentarily, but quickly win it back. Monsma feeds the ball out wide. This is Hamer now, right corner of the area. Santos goes to ground to make the challenge. Garnacho running back. His first start for Chelsea, he was fouled, and that will offer a little bit of respite in these opening 6 minutes. It is 0-0 here on 5 Live.
And Chelsea just need to settle. Want to make a few passes and get a foothold in this game, but Lincoln happy to press Chelsea high up the pitch.
Ball up towards Tyrick George, looks to hold it up in the centre circle, can't do so. And then Sonny Bradley, central figure in that back three, plays it all the way back to G-Cock. He clears, Chalobah climbs over Rob Street. Loose ball though in the midfield, will be knocked out to this near side for an opportunity to play it up again towards Hamer on this near side, the left. That was from Riley Tower. And then there's a foul there on Santos. You can tell that they're eager, they're enthusiastic of the Lincoln players, as you'd expect in the early stages.
Yeah, they're not giving Chelsea a minute's peace on the ball. And Freddie Draper there, the Lincoln centre forward. He'll get stuck into Chalobah and Wesley Fofana and put himself about.
Gusto back to Chalobah, further back to Jorgensen, all in green away towards our left, and what is a mild night in the city of Lincoln. Enzo Maresca has just been told, I think by the fourth official, to keep inside his technical area. It's not necessarily as spacious as you might get in the Premier League touchline. As they play it out from the back, Chalobah up towards Gusto, a little flick, but again Lincoln are quick to win the ball back. That was a little nudge there by Boanote on Tower. The referee Matthew Donahue gives that for Lincoln, and this is where they're going to be a threat at set pieces.
Absolutely right. Tower going in and winning the free kick. Good refereeing. I'm sure Enzo Maresca would have made a point in the dressing room saying, don't give any silly free kicks away in our half, and another one given away, and guess what, the Lincoln centre halves have gone forward. Now the ball will go into the box and Chelsea will have defending to do.
Well, Folomayev, the Ukrainian under-21 international, is going to take it. He's hoisted it high towards that far post, back into the penalty area. Bradley tries to get onto it, shot comes in, takes a deflection. It's like being back at Goodison Park with a stanchion obscuring our view away towards our left.
Yeah.
It's gone behind for a corner nevertheless. Good start though for Lincoln.
Yep, absolutely. You wondered how they'd start. I mean, they've had a brilliant start to the season, but you think, Premier League team comes, would they sit in and try and soak up a bit of pressure early on? Quite the opposite.
This should be an out-swinging corner. Lincoln City playing from right to left, far side to right. Bartholomew, it's high, it is an outswinger, drops inside the area, still bobbling around, then Chelsea are able to get the ball away. Every Royal Blue shirt was back inside their own penalty area. De Ricwa will hit it long, still they've stayed forward. Shot comes in on this occasion, and that was from Riley Tower, I think, and it was off target. But Chelsea haven't settled, and I remember saying something similar to you when we were at Blundell Park only a matter of weeks ago.
Absolutely. They just haven't been able to cope with the physicality of Lincoln City. Long diagonal ball there and shot off target.
It's Chelsea now with a chance with Gittins on this near side. When I say it's a mild night, Gittins is actually wearing gloves.
That's probably because he's feeling the cold.
I would say that's probably one of the earliest times I've seen a player wear gloves.
Yeah, but you're from the north.
It's the 23rd of September, Chris, and it's mild. Anyway, Chalobah hits it forward. Heavy touch by George. Offside. Late flag, free kick to Lincoln City, 0-0, 10 minutes play. How did you find Michael Skubala when you had him on the Monday Night Club last night?
Well, he's a very intelligent guy, isn't he? If you look at his whole background, I think he was a PE teacher at first, wasn't he? It was at Lutterworth College, and when sporting director at Loughborough, and then moved into coaching at Leeds United for a spell, and he's ended up at Lincoln City, and he's doing great things here.
Goal at Oakwell, Mike Miney.
Barnsley 0, Brighton 1, deflected shot, it then rolled out wide, crossed back in low, and Gomez got in front of his defender to poke it home. 9 minutes played, Barnsley 0, Brighton 1.
And as hold on. This is Tower coming forward on this near side, the left. Tower down towards the corner flag. Hamer's low cross is a rather weak one. Enzo Fernandez will be able to deal with that out towards Boanose. Back towards Fernandez. Looks for Garnacho. Easily cut out though by Lincoln. And it's back there in the midfield with Volomayev, but he loses it. And then in the end, it's Hayter who goes all the way back towards Jorgensen. But Mike at Oakwell there reminds me, commentary of that is on Sports Extra 3. More choice than ever before when it comes to live sport through the BBC Sounds app. Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3. So at Oakwell it's on Sports Extra 3. We've got Fulham Cambridge on Sports Extra 2, and the 8 o'clock kickoff on Sports Extra will be Liverpool against Southampton. Of course we'll keep you up to date with the goals as they go in here on 5 Live. As a cross comes in from the penalty area, slightly behind Draper, and then Gusto drags it back, slips inside his own area, then Draper falls over. The referee says no penalty. He fell over Gusto, who had slipped. I don't think it was intentional, it looked accidental.
I thought Draper played for that, because I think he could have got the ball. I think Gusto slips and the ball gets away from Gusto, and Draper could have leapfrogged him and won the ball. He didn't. I think he played for that. He should have got over Gusto and maybe put a cross in.
Nevertheless, there have been uncertain moments for Chelsea in these opening 12 minutes.
They have not had any control so far. That central midfield area, haven't strung 2 passes together.
Boanose with a ball spread out towards Garnacho, off the chest and tripped. And that will be a free kick to Chelsea. He was tripped. He wasn't scythed down. Nevertheless, though, Garnacho rolls around not once, twice, 3 times. Oh, and then when he settles,
he's on the 4th.
For good measure, he goes.
He's on his 4th roll.
He did well to actually get the momentum for the 4th roll.
Well, in fairness, he was caught.
He was caught.
We don't know how sore that is. Derrickwa goes over and pulls him up, but the fact he's now on his feet, I don't think that will go down well. Big stand of Lincoln City supporters behind him.
Well, if he was being booed and jeered beforehand, his antics will not have endeared him to that boisterous section of the Lincoln City support at that far end of the field, in that single-tier stand that runs the whole length of the pitch, unlike this stand that we're sitting in here, almost like a Subbuteo stand in this bit of Sinsel Bank. It's a sellout though, and it's on bated breath at the moment as the free kick goes right down the throat of G-Cock. We'll go to Molineux, Wolves, Everton, Chris Cole.
Wolves 0, Everton 0. Tentative start from both. Wolves with all of the ball, Everton sitting very deep. No chances of note to report. Wolves 0, Everton 0.
10,669 is the capacity here at Sinsel Bank. It's been Lincoln's home since 1895, and this is the first meeting between the two in 114 years. Nearly a quarter of an hour played, it's 0-0. Turf Moor next, Julia Bold.
It's Burnley 0, Cardiff City 0, but the visitors are doing really well, hanging on to the possession at the moment. Callum Robinson was centre of goal, hit it with his right foot just wide. Burnley 0, Cardiff City 0.
Had a lovely chat ahead of the game with Jez George, who's the director of football here at Lincoln City pre-match. Met Jez many years ago when he was involved at Cambridge United, who tonight are at Fulham, and John Southall is by the Thames.
And they're doing okay, and it's Fulham 0, Cambridge 0. No chances as yet, but Cambridge are harrying Fulham, they're pressing Fulham. They're going to have to work for this. Fulham 0, Cambridge 0.
Commentary of that is on Sports Extra 2. Boanose tries to wriggle clear It was Draper coming back to try and put him under pressure. He might have just picked up a knock to the base of the back. He's currently down at the moment and just feeling that effect. Chelsea have the ball. It's 0-0, 15 minutes played. This is Fofana out towards Chalobah on the halfway line. Certainly, though, you get the impression that it's a very well-run club, Lincoln City, these days.
Yep, absolutely is flying high at near the top of League One, and yet, you know, budget-wise, I think they'd certainly be in the bottom six. But you feel they're a club moving in the right direction. Really smart head coach in Michael Skubala, and very streetwise team, aren't they? And he spoke about, you know, he's not bothered about possession. It's about being effective, and they've certainly been that in these opening 20-odd minutes.
We've got Jez George, director of football, Liam Scully, who's the chief executive. It's a good base, supportive base for Michael Skubala to operate in, when you consider that when it comes to budgets, they must be in the bottom six when it comes to League One. Yet they're riding high. They are third. They were, in fact, after the early kick-off, the win against Luton at the weekend, top of the table before Bradford City knocked them off. But they're only 2 points off the pace. So they're 41 places below Chelsea in the league system, and have certainly made a good start here, 0-0. And they could easily have been ahead as well. As Santos lays it off towards Chalobah. Chalobah up towards Gittins. He does keep the ball in play, has to battle for it. He gets a decision that was favourable. Underway now at Anfield, that's Faruqi.
We are underway, and Alexander Isak has already gone close. Southampton forced to deflect an effort from him that was on target, just wide. First corner of the game will be for Liverpool. Liverpool 0, Southampton 0. We've played just over a minute here.
And commentary of that is on Sports Extra. Here is Gittins, the glove-wearing Gittins. Back then to Chalobah on the halfway line. Fofana will get a little touch, decides then to step out of defence, has to skip over a challenge of Volafamayev, and then it's now with Santos, who drops in between the two central defenders. The ball is passed out wide to that left-hand side, and now George links up with the attack, gives it to Garnacho. Those boos have certainly amplified, but he runs forward down as Garnacho goes to ground, and the referee with a wag of a finger says get up, there's no foul, and Lincoln will clear that ball away from that dark corner on the far side.
Garnacho bewildered by that decision, but he did go down very easily there up against Monsma. They want to isolate those Lincoln centre-halves if he can do at times, and get in those 1v1 situations.
0-0, BBC Radio 5 Live. Chalobah left it late to release the ball, but gets it back from Santos. Here the Chelsea support in that end away towards our right-hand side. There is a constant beat of the drum from the Lincoln support on that opposite stand as we sit here at Sinsel Bank. Hato being pursued, releases it before he controls the ball with his feet. Could still clap with his hands to appreciate that ball with Chalobah. And now it's quickly with Gittins, who's 30 yards out from goal, floats it forward, looking towards Garnacho. They look for a flag, didn't arrive. Derikwa cleared it away, and then Gittins wins it back. No foul. Ball touched in field. Now they're passing the ball a little bit quickly. A Chelsea ball now towards Gittins. The angle is tight, and as it drops on the half volley from inside the 6-yard area, must have been about 4 yards away from that right-hand post. Couldn't get it goalwards, off target. Goal kick, 0-0.
It's a big chance for Chelsea. Really good strength initially from Gittins up against the Lincoln centre forward. Draper boshes him off the ball, pops it back and makes a forward run. It was Santos who floated the ball over the back line, and 4 yards out, angle against him, but just had to get over it. He didn't, got under it. Wonder whether the Lincoln keeper could have come for that. He didn't, and Lincoln get away with one.
Headed on by Street and straight through to Jorgensen. Are you aware of the Chelsea gaff? Yeah.
What?
The error with the administration, that Mark Keogh, despite playing for Sunderland and scoring indeed in the earlier rounds against Huddersfield, was actually eligible to play but hasn't travelled with Chelsea, and I'm sure he would have led the line as Gusto plays a teasing ball in, spilt by the goalkeeper Cheacock, and able to get the ball away. Bearing in mind that Keogh has been an unused substitute in the last 2 games for Chelsea. Chelsea, I don't think, were aware that he actually could have played here tonight.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. I've got better things to do with my life. But thank you.
That's all right. You're aware now. 20 minutes played.
Thank you for enlightening me.
It's all right.
No, I mean,
the thing
all
is, though,
joking aside,
if Chelsea
you
go
have
out,
a
that
point,
could be a talking point, because Keogh, I'm sure, would have featured. I was about to say it's not going to be a hammer throw, it's a Hamer throw, and on the first occasion he then doesn't go long, he plays it short with a throw, and then it does go long on this occasion by Tower. It's a towering header out, but it's picked up now on that far side by McGrandles. Darikwa will deliver the cross from the right-hand side. Bradley had stayed forward from the back. Chelsea now with Gittins on this near side. 21 minutes played. Infield now towards Santos. Short and square in the midway through the Chelsea half. Enzo Fernandez. George steps over it on the halfway line. Checks back. He's forward of the centre circle, and that allows everyone bar Fofana to actually venture into the Lincoln half away towards our right-hand side. This is BBC Radio 5 Live. We're available on the BBC Sounds app. Garnacho's in possession. Enzo Fernandez, a World Cup winner. And now with Santos towards Gusto, who comes into a central area. Lays it off towards Chalobah. Passes the ball out towards Gittins. What was it that...
He's playing as a right forward, Gusto. Every time they get the ball, they're building with the 3. Sloppy pass from Chalobah. Chelsea straight to street. And then wins the foul.
Santos on the stretch and gets a yellow card for a foul on Draper. Another goal at Oakwell. Mike Mane.
Brighton are now 2-0 up over League One opposition in Barnsley. What a hit it was by Diego Gomez. And what ball wasn't intended for him was meant for Danny Welbeck. Went behind Brighton's striker. Gomez had it first time outside the penalty area, rifled it past Murphy Cooper, and it's Barnsley 0, Brighton 2.
So Brighton and Hove Albion looking like they're going to be joining Swansea, Grimsby, Brentford and Crystal Palace in the next round, as Tower takes a free kick. It's hit long, headed on, headed out inside that penalty area. Garnacho looks to get it further away towards George, but it's won back by the Grandals in the midfield. Now this is level with the penalty area on the right hand side. This one will go long from Hamer.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. And it's set up 3 centre-backs going forward. If they can't win the first one, Chelsea, they've got to be really aware of the flicks and the knockdowns.
That second ball could be crucial. So Hamer with a long throw from the right, launches the ball in again, flicked on the far post. Running in was Ben House, couldn't get the touch, out for a goal kick. Who's just had a chance at Anfield? Maz Faruqi.
Southampton, positive start for them. A strike with pace, edge of the area, which Marmadashvili had to get a big claw to pull away the Armstrong chance on his debut for Liverpool, of course, in goal this evening. Still Liverpool 0, Southampton 0.
Southampton was 16-1 to cause an upset at Anfield tonight. Commentary of that is on Sports Extra. They were actually larger odds than that of Lincoln City.
Really?
But only Brighton with the goals. No goals at Turf Moor, Craven Cottage, Wigan, Molineux, Wrexham against Reading.
I tell you what, Enzo Fernandez there is a really important piece of defending off that long throw, because you would have bet your house on house had Fernandez not got the touch. Just would have popped that one in at the far post.
Got a house and a street for Lincoln tonight. Going to be another long throw though from Hamer. He gets applauded as he slowly but surely makes his way across towards that right-hand side. The referee's just blown his whistle. He's just spotted something in that 6-yard area. It's Freddie Draper, the 21-year-old forward, who is just making a nuisance of himself near the goalkeeper Jorgensen. Good atmosphere inside Sinsel-Bank. Lincoln City 0, Chelsea 0, 25 minutes played. That Hamer has wandered maybe 2 or 3 yards further back downfield. Oh, again, he doesn't go long. Gives it back towards Derikwa, who feeds it back to the feet of Hamer. Now they look for the run of Bartholomew, and in comes the cross, and it's patted down and gathered in at the second attempt by Jorgensen, 0-0.
Yeah, cross too close to the goalkeeper. I don't know in that situation. Tried to work something, Lincoln, but the problems they've caused from a couple of the long throws just keep getting it in there. Don't try and be too fancy.
Here is Chalobah. Because of the presence of House ahead of him, he just has to go back to his goalkeeper. And now they work it out towards Hato on that far side. And Santos, Lincoln though, chasing and harrying and pressing. Michael Scribala said with Mark Chapman and Chris last night in the Monday Night Club, like they look like that high press. They will go after teams. What was that thing he said? He said we're comfortable without the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, control out of possession.
Ball,
that's what he said. It was, really interesting. He's not bothered about. He said if sides they play against have the ball at the back and pop it around, they're not hurting them. You can see they are superbly well organised.
Garnacho making a lengthy run across from the left side to this right side.
He's gone down so easily there. Garnacho bought that free kick.
Didn't look much in it from the challenge from Riley Tower, but he gets the free kick 35 yards out from goal that is taken by Gusto to Fofana. Every outfield player is in the Lincoln half away towards our right. Still goalless though here on 5 Live. Here is Gusto, looks for the run of George, makes that run out from centre out to the right. Gittins now dances his way into the area, mazy little jinking run towards the byline, still with the ball at his feet, goes on the outside once again, chips the ball and chips it too deep. Nobody is there inside the penalty area. Hato actually will collect it for Chelsea, back towards Fofana, into the centre circle now, the Lincoln half with Chalobah, and across to this near side for Gittins. Gusto again, as Chris has already alluded to, is up alongside George, and then all of a sudden the right back makes his way out to this near side, and Chelsea all of a sudden now sustained spell of passing from the Premier League team.
Yeah, and I think it could be a problem for Lincoln City. Gittins against Hamer. Gittins waltzed around him easily just before, heavy with the cross. They keep getting the ball out right to Gittins in those 1v1 situations.
Here is Chalobah, diagonal forward ball, Gusto inverted, now out to the right side for Gittins, goes away from Hamer as Chris has just mentioned, darts, looks to link up with George, almost gets the ball back, and then it's back towards the goalkeeper, Cheacock, and picked up all in yellow, and you could feel the relief from the Lincoln supporters in this sellout crowd.
Yeah, encouraging signs for Chelsea now. Lincoln flew out of the traps, didn't they? The performance first 25 minutes, but Chelsea were just feeling the way into this game.
Ball played forward, House has made the run on that right hand side, and House gets a corner kick as his attempted cross is turned behind by Fofana, and Lincoln City have a corner kick on the right, 0-0.
He's everywhere, isn't he, House? Good run in that right hand channel, and Chelsea get out and block the cross. And here comes that set play weapon again from Lincoln City. I mean, 30 goals last season, that's from set plays. That's extraordinary, isn't it?
I've just got a madness lyric going around in my head because of House and Street. I'll let you sing it. Corner kick, right hand side. It's an outswinger for Lincoln. In it goes. Bradley with a downward header, wide. It was close to 0-0.
Oh, he's unlucky. Outswinger, right-footed outswinger. Got 7 yards out. He's under a little bit of pressure, but powers the header down into the floor, into the slick surface, watered before the game, and to show Jorgensen was getting that, but he's not far away.
There's been a goal at Molineux, Chris Coles.
Something for the beleaguered home fans to cheer. Wolves are in front, Marshall Manetzi with the goal. Brilliant Mark Travers save from an initial volley, but Manetzi at the back post to tap in the rebound. Wolves 1, Everton 0.
What's the latest at Craven Cottage, John Southall?
It's Fulham 0, Cambridge 0, but Cambridge will be pleased with this first chance of the game. Long throw, wasn't cleared by Fulham, fell to Shane Lavery, 14 yards out, his shot deflected. Fulham 0, Cambridge 0.
0-0 here as well on 5 Live Sport at Sinsel Bank. as the ball is played into the path of Chalobah by Fernandez, short of the halfway line. Garnacho has now switched to this near side the right. Whether it's just a temporary thing, we'll have to wait and see. Gittins currently is operating now on the left. Ball played forward, Fernandez able to turn. Garnacho's made that run ahead of him and he finds him offside. Flags up. Free kick to Lincoln City. 15 minutes to go to half-time. When I was last here, Chris, Danny Cowley was the manager. It was in Everton, it was a League Cup tie, second round that particular night. Took an early lead and eventually lost by 4-2. And I remember the Cowley brothers saying that they broke it up into 15-minute sections for a team lower down playing the Premier League opposition. But if that's the case, 2/4 of the way in for Lincoln City, they'll be content.
I think they will be content, but it's one of those where they put Chelsea under plenty of pressure from those long throws and corners.
Flick on, cross again from the right-hand side, blocks once more, this time by Hato.
But they have to make the pressure count. That's what they have to do, because eventually you just wonder whether the intensity they've put into the game so far, whether they will fade a little bit and then Chelsea's quality may just come through. I've got to say the surface is absolutely sensational, isn't it?
It is.
Pitch perfect.
Yeah. So look, so I was having a walk on not the actual playing surface earlier, the little section the other side of the touchline, and at first I thought it was artificial grass, and I realised it was the proper turf. As it's launched in long, that's a climbing header which Jorgensen ups to punch, doesn't get there. Bit of a scramble, they can't take advantage of it. Ball's going to get put back in the penalty area. They're queuing over the far post, and the header then is flicked away by Fofana. Nobody really had a clear sight of goal for Lincoln City in those two scrambles.
Well, Jorgensen looking at the referee and complaining, saying he was fouled. He wasn't. He had a hopeless punch, total mess up from Jorgensen, missed it. And Lincoln couldn't bundle the ball in. It's so unlucky. It's a header from Hamer. Jorgensen, actually, I think it's one Lincoln player against another one. It's going in. Monsma stops the ball going in.
Cross comes in from Hamer, cleared on the volley by Chalobah. But you're right. It was in, if anything, it was too congested inside that 6-yard area. Again, they go long. Now it comes out towards Tower. Tower with a cross, doesn't get the elevation. Santos will head it away for Chelsea. Garnacho under pressure. Ball will run loose in the midfield. Gusto. And a goal at Turf Moor, Julia Bold.
It's Burnley 0, Cardiff City 0. Burnley failed to deal with the corner, and as the ball was still in the box, it's fallen to Joel Colwill, who was about 2 yards out. He's poked it over the line with his right foot. Burnley 0, Cardiff City 1.
So Cardiff are ahead. Brighton still lead 2-0 at Barnsley. Wolves are 1-0 up against Everton. No goals at Fulham, Wigan, Wrexham or Liverpool. Southampton. Commentaries on Sports Extra for that 8 o'clock kickoff. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, I think Chelsea players unhappy about a challenge on Buonanotte. And Conor McGrandles just sitting in front of that back line of Lincoln City, goes in really strongly. I think the Chelsea bench unhappy about the challenge as well.
No VAR, of course, in the League Cup.
We are monitoring CCTV, and anybody who seems to be doing this will be ejected from the stadium. Thank you for your cooperation.
What was that message about there? Something will not be tolerated. I missed the opening line. Whatever it is, it didn't sound particularly good from a point of view, did it? Another goal at Barnsley, Mike Miney.
Yeah, another goal for Diego Gomez. That's his hat-trick. Barnsley 0, Brighton 3. Another spectacular effort outside the penalty area, and it just leaves Murphy Cooper stranded. He's a passenger watching these brilliant strikes from the Paraguayan. Barnsley 0, Brighton 3.
Brighton coasting. Buonanotte still can't come onto the field of play at the moment. 10 minutes remaining. 0-0 between Lincoln City and Chelsea in this League Cup tie. Ball goes long. Gusto will just try and shepherd the ball out. And actually, that's very good play by Rob Street to try and wrap his legs around that to keep it in play, and succeeds. Chelsea go back to Jorgensen. Now Fofana can bring the ball clear, running on his toes, 10 yards short of the halfway line, out towards Enzo Fernandez. I couldn't work out whether it was either they said racist abuse will not be tolerated or homophobic abuse will not be tolerated. But they did say to those who are ever doing it that they do have CCTV in operation. Of course, you do have the protocols that are in place when it comes to racist abuse. Now, 3-step protocol that sometimes can be exercised. And I guess if that would be the first one with a PA announcement to stop it, the next stage would be the referee brings to a stop to the game. So we'll have to just monitor that as well. Garnacho out now to Hato. It's Gittins running in off that left touch line. Enzo Fernandez tries to slide it through towards Buonanotte, blocked. Gittins will head it back. Hato able to turn midway through the Lincoln half, back with Fofana on the halfway line. 9 minutes remaining then on BBC Radio 5 Live. It is still goalless here at Sincil Bank in this League Cup third round tie.
There's Gusto again, the Chelsea right back, getting into that Lincoln back line, playing basically as a forward when Chelsea attack.
That's the voice of Chris Sutton, who, could you believe, 16 years ago next week would be the anniversary of your appointment as Lincoln City manager.
Well, it may be celebrated throughout the county.
May being the operative word. Here is Chalobah out to Garnacho, still being booed. Runs into Hamer. Hamer stops him in his tracks.
What's a little bit strange is just when Gittins looked like they had the beating of Hamer, they then swap him and Garnacho over.
Very strange. Little touch there by Gusto, gets it back from George. Hamer then stops him. It's a firm challenge. Gusto's rolling around. The ball is hit long up towards Street, who will give chase, and Street will get there. Street takes it down into this avenue on the left-hand side. Helped out now by Draper, but never in full control of the ball, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a strong challenge on Gusto. Lincoln being physical, they're roughing Chelsea up, but that channel ball is right up Street, isn't it?
Another goal at Burnley, Julia Bold.
It's Burnley 0, Cardiff City 2. Callum Robinson this time. He was at close range as well to put it in the back of the net. Burnley's defence are all over the place. It's Burnley 0, Cardiff City 2.
So Cardiff responding well after that defeat to Bradford in that top of the table clash at home at the weekend. Brighton are 3-0 up at Barnsley. Fulham 0, Cambridge United 0. Wigan and Wickham is goalless. Wolves 1, Everton 0. Wrexham and Reading no score. Likewise Liverpool Southampton. Commentary of that is on Sports Extra at 8 o'clock kickoff. 7 minutes to go to half time. Goalless here at Sincil Bank. Lincoln City have acquitted themselves well. Chalobah to Garnacho, slows it down, drags Hamer with him, lays it off towards Fofana at a walking pace at Chelsea. Fernandez wants Hato to come on the outside of him, and eventually the former Ajax defender does so, but then they give the ball away. When they did have Gittins on the right-hand side, they looked a threat. Here is Garnacho. Garnacho doesn't have that same level of threat as he now tries to get past Hamer. His cross is blocked, comes back to the former Manchester United player. Gusto now will deliver a cross, and that is cleared on the volley by Sonny Bradley, very experienced central defender, formerly of Derby, Plymouth and Luton Town. This is his 8th club in the Football League, and he's one of those warriors, isn't he, Sonny Bradley?
Yeah, he's been around, hasn't he? Hard as nails. Got to say that the cross from Gusto wasn't a great crossing position, but it's 25, 30 yards out on that right-hand side. An in-swinging cross with his left foot. Lincoln City are going to gobble those crosses up all day.
Garnacho on the inside, Buonanotte. Referee's played the advantage, it runs through towards George. Bonotti had been tripped to Gittins. Gittins enters the penalty area. Back then towards George. Touches the ball short. Quickly crowded out though. Fernandez tries to poke it goalwards. Right old melee. Fernandez goes down inside the area. I mean, that was a right old scrummage there. There must have been about 6 red and white shirts around him as Gittins tries to wriggle free and succeeds. Gittins now in towards the area, and Gittins hits the side netting. By far, he is Chelsea's brightest spark.
Absolutely, he is the one. Gittins off the left-hand side, rolling his defender, coming inside, angle against him on his right foot. He thought he'd take a pot shot anyway, and hammers the ball into the side netting. But yeah, just when he was getting the ball and becoming a threat, then he was shifted from right to left. But you just think when he's such a threat, keep giving him the ball.
Jamie Gittins, the England under-21 international, who they signed from Borussia Dortmund for £51.5 million. Whether it be on the right or the left, he's been a menace. Mind you, Lincoln City are attacking offside over on that right side of the penalty area, and that will be a free kick to Chelsea. But 4 minutes to go to half-time, still 0-0. Lincoln have had opportunities. Monsma hit the base of the left-hand post early. Bradley's had that downward header. They've had a couple of goalmouth scrambles too.
And the one, there are so many Lincoln players in the box. I think a Lincoln City player.
They're guilty of playing the ball out. Ball's towards Rob Street, and Rob Street takes full advantage. Chelsea guilty of giving the ball away. Rob Street took full advantage, right-footed. Lincoln City have taken one of those chances. 3.5 minutes before half-time, Lincoln City of League One lead Chelsea by a goal to 0.
And they deserve it. They have been by far the better team. I think it's Gusto who makes the error. I don't think it's a great ball into him, but then he just dallies, and eventually the ball's pinched off him, and Street stays really composed. It's a crossfield ball. In fact, Gusto, he just dallies, doesn't go towards the ball. It's not a great pass. And then Street lets the ball run across him. It's a clever finish. Composes himself. Jorgensen narrows the angle, and he pops the ball in. It's Draper who does all the donkey work. He just nods the ball down to Street. But they have been brilliant, Lincoln City, and deserve their lead. Cool right-footed finish.
Chelsea conceded a goal against Bayern Munich a week ago. Gusto was at fault with a pass that went straight towards Harry Kane. Here on this occasion, Chalobah allowed the ball to get in front of him. I think actually it might have been Bartholomew who got there first to give it towards Street. Didn't he take it well though?
Oh, he did. Let the ball run across his body. Great awareness from him. Would have known where the goalkeeper was, and then just stroked the ball past Jorgensen into the far corner. The pass from Chalobah though, I mean, that's what you call a hospital pass, but Gusto still should have gone towards the ball and sensed the danger, gone and attacked the ball. He didn't. He was on his heels, and there hasn't been a Lincoln City player on their heels in the first half. And Street eventually took his chance, but Lincoln have had a fair few.
Lincoln City lead Chelsea by a goal to 0. Chelsea have got their work cut out here. It's a Chelsea side, 3 games without a win. Here is Gusto, out towards Garnacho in the all royal blue shirts and shorts. Passes the ball, this will be Hato. His forward ball to Fernandez, looking for the run of Gusto. Cleared though by that Lincoln defence. Comes back out towards Hato once again. Michael Skubala will just be hoping that his team now can get in to half-time with this lead. Incidentally, they have scored first now in 11 of their 13 games this season. They've won 8 and they've drawn 2 on the previous 10 occasions. They are a side that like to be on the front foot.
Yeah, that's it. And you're saying Michael Skubala would like to get in 1-0. Well, he would, but he's probably thinking, let's try and get a second.
Hato turns midway through the Lincoln City half on that far side. Black ball comes in, headed away with ease by Bradley. comes all the way back towards Fofana inside the centre circle. David Rock, who is the fourth official, is poised with the electronic board. So along the ground they pick out Gusto, 30 yards out, that's charged down by Bartholomew, and it goes behind for a corner kick for Chelsea that Bonotti wants to take in front of that travelling support. Lincoln lead by a goal to nil.
Haven't done enough in the final third though, have they, Chelsea? They had that chance for Gittins. He just leant back and popped it over, but Geacock hasn't been worked, has he?
No, he hasn't. 3 minutes of added on time, which we're now into here at Sincil Bank. 5 Live Sport, also available on the BBC Sounds app, where Premier League Chelsea are trailing. In comes the corner, in towards the near post. Headed out by Tower, picked up by Gusto. Jumps over the ball, Darikwa had chased him. Fernandez, he hits it long. Bonotti was taken down by Hamer as he entered the penalty area. The ball will run all the way through towards a goal kick for Lincoln City, who are 1-0 up.
Yeah, I think Hamer gets lucky there. He hauls Buonanotte down. He had Varb in here. I think that may have been pulled back. He was outside the box, but basically rugby tackled Buonanotte. Maybe the ball, he wasn't going to get to the ball anyway, but daft challenge.
Lincoln City, though, full value for the lead that they have here against Chelsea. They've got a goal kick, they're told to hurry up. Matthew Donahue, the referee, asking Zach Geacock to, only his 4th appearance of the season, to quickly get on with things. He clears it long and gets plenty of distance on that, comes off the head of Fofana and runs through towards Jorgensen, all in green, his opposite number, away towards our left-hand side. In front of that tiny Rilmak stand away towards our left. This is Chalobah to Jorgensen. Jorgensen dillying and dallying and almost getting caught out as well. That wasn't convincing either with the ball at his feet. I think he was fortunate that Draper had actually slipped before he'd received it, otherwise he could have been closed down on 2 accounts.
And had Draper gotten up quicker, I think it was Draper, may have been Street, took his time getting up, but when he got up quicker, he may have just had a tap in.
You can see why they're doing well in League One, can't you? They're effective.
Absolutely. I mean, they are absolutely relentless, aren't they, Lincoln? You can say it's basic, but it's about physicality, it's about second balls, it's about desire and application, and they have got it in spades.
They've got another long throw. Lincoln City lead by a goal to nil. Hamer's going to take this. We're in stoppage time in the first half. It's long, it's looping, drops inside the area, cleared by Gusto on the volley at around knee height. Ball played then back by Bartholomew, cut back out though by Gusto for Chelsea. Gusto stops, gets away from Draper, plays it short. Chalobah towards Santos, his forward ball. Options on the bench, well, they've got reinforcements with Esteban, Caicedo, Neto, Cucurella and Reece James for all the experience. They've got a couple of 3 teenagers also on the bench of Chelsea at the moment. There is the half-time whistle. And a raucous Sincil Bank. Everybody of the Lincoln City persuasion rises to their feet and gives Lincoln City's players a really, really good ovation for a committed half, one where they've caused Chelsea problems and they lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, Michael Skabala, a man with a plan. Chelsea knew they were going to be in for a tough game this evening, walking into half-time. They've made it tougher for themselves. Lincoln City have out-muscled them, out-fought them, caused all sorts of problems, and go in at the break, deservedly in the lead.
The goal from Street just before half-time gives Lincoln City a slender advantage. Lincoln City 1, Chelsea 0. Kelly.
Well, we'll be getting Joby McAnuff's reaction to that very shortly, but let's catch up with what's happening elsewhere in the EFL Cup this evening. Let's head to Molineux for Wolves game with Chris Coles.
Wolves 1, Everton 0. Good stuff from Wolves considering their awful start to the season. Promising signs in a back four for the very first time under Vitor Pereira. The goal from Marshall Manetzi, back post finish on the rebound after Mark Travers in the Everton goal had kept out John Arias' spectacular volley. Moments for Everton, a Michael Keane header tipped over the bar, the best of them, but with Beto and Jai, Grealish, Dewsbury Hall on the bench. There's firepower for David Moyes if needs be. Wolves 1, Everton 0.
Watching Barnsley against Brighton, Mike Miney.
Barnsley 0, Brighton 3. We're going to have to talk about Diego Gomez. Hat-trick in half an hour here. The 22-year-old Paraguayan stabbed home his first. That'll be quickly forgotten compared to his second and his third. Next came a 20-yard rifle from the edge of the D. Nearly took the net off on that one. His hat-trick goal, even better, came on the half volley. Knockdown header. He caught it perfectly. Midway inside the Barnsley half. Murphy Cooper off his line stood no chance. Brighton have shown their Premier League quality in their reading of the game and their slickness. Barnsley 0, Brighton 3.
And watching Burnley against Cardiff is Julia Bold.
It's Burnley 0, Cardiff City 2, and the League One side deserve this lead. The first goal came from a corner. Burnley failed to deal with it, and Joel Colwell charged, poking it over the line with his right foot from just a couple of yards out. There was constant pressure then from the visitors, and the second goal came from Ruben Colwell from the left-hand side. He sent the ball into Callum Robinson, and he put it in the back of the net from close range. They've been good for it as well. Isaac Davis could have got a third just before the break. Scott Parker, who made 11 changes for this one, has been watching with his arms folded, and he's been shaking his head. It is Burnley 0, Cardiff 2.
And it's half-time between Fulham and Cambridge. John Southall.
It is, and it's Fulham 0, Cambridge 0. Really good half this from from Cambridge. Fulham have dominated possession but created very little, yet to have a shot on target. Testimony that to the work that Cambridge have put in. They've pressed and they've harried Fulham. They're well drilled, they're organised, and they've created the one chance. Shane Lavery 14 yards out, his shot deflected wide. So half-time, Premier League Fulham 0, League 2 Cambridge 0.
Couple of half times to bring you from the 7:45 kickoffs. Wrexham 0, Reading 0 is a half-time score. The whistle about to go in the game between Wigan and Wycombe Wanderers. Wycombe lead that by a goal to 0, but the whistle hasn't quite gone yet for half-time. It was an 8 o'clock kickoff at Anfield, watching Liverpool against Southampton. Naz Faruqi.
And Liverpool have really not found their rhythm, Kelly. This entirely different 11 from Arne Slot this evening, but a smart strike from Chiesa as he ran onto the ball in the area, forcing the save down low from Alex McCarthy in the Southampton goal. In truth, he hasn't had an awful lot to do apart from that. And Gomez, a couple of minutes ago, just had to clear a very dangerous ball from Ryan Manning from the left, away from Archer, in the Liverpool area, in front of the Kop for a corner. This is not great watching for those of a Liverpool persuasion here inside Anfield at the moment. We've played 37 minutes, 0-0.
Not been great watching for the Chelsea fans either, whose side trail Lincoln by a goal to 0 at half-time. Joby McAnuff has been watching. We asked how Lincoln City could cause Chelsea problems before the game, and we found out, Joby.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Chelsea, it's as if they just were not expecting what was going to come tonight. You know, they just look like they haven't been prepared for this type of football. And, you know, in terms of what Lincoln have done, they've harried, they've hassled, they've pressured, you know, and it's not just a matter of running around carelessly and, you know, not having any control with it. Yes, they've got high and got that high press on, but there has been times where they've had to sit in, they've been compact, you know, really controlled Chelsea when they've had the ball, and they have created opportunities, and the goal was absolutely reward for that first half performance. They've been all over, you know, Chelsea, whether it be in midfield, in particular those boys at the back. I just don't think they've known what's hit them, really. I think, you know, Hato, a real experience for him with the likes of Rob Street and Freddie Draper just charging around, putting them under pressure. And quite frankly, Kelly, they just haven't been able to deal with the intensity that Lincoln has brought to the party tonight.
And that intensity that you've mentioned that is so key to Lincoln's lead at the moment is something that Michael Skibal has talked about. Like you said, it's something that Chelsea should have been prepared for, because he knew that was what was going to be key to any success they might get.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is what they do. You know, they're a team, as I said before the game, you look at their possession stats this season, they are very comfortable without the ball, but they're very effective when they do get it. Everybody knows their jobs, you know, the ball's going out, they're launching it into the box. They've had a couple of opportunities from set pieces where they've really unsettled that Chelsea back line. And again, for me, you know, any coach, and I'm sure they do their scouting, you know, they would have said what to expect, but actually knowing potentially what's to come and being able to deal with it is two different things. And at the moment, Chelsea are just not dealing with it whatsoever. Be really interesting to see, you know, how long Lincoln can sustain that pressure and the intensity, because it's maxed out from an energy point of view. But when you're a goal up, you do find that extra yard, you know, to keep going, that extra burst when, you know, when things aren't going quite your way. Maybe you don't have it. So listen, again, for me, 1-0. I think they'd be a little bit disappointed. Even Lincoln, they had 2 or 3 other opportunities, could be further ahead. Chelsea need to get themselves going in that second half for sure.
Yeah, Chris Sutton, it's been a really intense first half performance from Lincoln City. Good for the lead, and you know, as we've been hearing there from Joby, potentially might have wanted even more.
Yep, they've been the dominant team, and I mean Chelsea. I mean Joby's right. I mean Lincoln have been all over them from the off. Chelsea sort of must have known what was coming, but Lincoln's intensity has been absolutely phenomenal. Can they keep it going? That's the question. And I just wonder whether Enzo Maresca will look to his bench and look to his bench quickly in terms of getting a bit better quality on the pitch. He's got the likes of Neto and Casado to come on, Estevao, because Chelsea in an attacking sense have offered very, very little. Garnacho's been a massive disappointment, and didn't understand that when Gittins had a little bit of joy for a couple of minutes on that right-hand side. Enzo Maresca swapped Gittins and Garnacho over. Gittins is the one who looks like he can hurt that Lincoln back line, but he's not seeing enough of the ball. But Chelsea have got a lot of work to do in this second half. They're going to get back into this game because, as we well know, Lincoln is superbly organised. You know, things aren't going to change in terms of Lincoln City being direct and getting long throws into the box and balls into the box. So Chelsea is still going to have plenty of defending to do. And what do we know about the Chelsea goalkeeper? You think tonight was a big night for Jorgensen coming in, with Sanchez playing so badly at the weekend, but he's looked really shaky as well, which doesn't bode well for Chelsea further down the line.
Well, Chris, we'll be back with you and Ian Dennis for the second half of that game. Joby's with us throughout the evening as well. Coming up, we're going to be discussing Monkey's departure from Aston Villa as President of Football Operations. Plus, there'll be more reaction to today's Ashes squad announcement before we bring you second half commentary from Sincil Bank. And all of that is coming up after the latest BBC News on 5 Live with Nick Hatfield.
The voice of the UK. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thank you, Kelly. Good evening. President Trump says Ukraine can win back all of the territory Russia has taken since the start of the war. He's been meeting President Zelensky at the UN in New York, and Mr. Trump claims Russia is in big economic trouble.
The biggest progress is that the Russian economy is terrible right now. As you know, it's crashing. And that, frankly, Ukraine is doing a very good job of stopping this very large army. It's pretty amazing.
Well, Mr. Trump also says he supports NATO countries shooting down Russian aircraft which enter NATO airspace. A jury in the US has convicted a man of attempting to assassinate Donald Trump in the run-up to last year's election. Ryan Ruth was accused of planning a sniper attack at one of Mr. Trump's golf courses in Florida. Ruth is facing a possible life sentence. Unions say they're concerned about the impact of a cyber attack at Jaguar Land Rover. The car maker says it won't be able to resume production until the start of next month at the earliest. There are fears for jobs in the supply chain. Trevor Baker is from a firm which runs a shuttle service for JLR workers in Solihull.
We're not looking at having to lay off staff just yet, but if it goes on for much longer, could be an option. Awful. Nobody likes to lay off staff. Everybody's got bills to pay.
The actor Noel Clarke has been told by a judge he must pay at least £3 million of The Guardian's legal costs after losing a libel case. He took the action after the paper reported sexual misconduct allegations against him. The Guardian says its total costs are $6 million. And NASA says the launch of its Artemis mission to the moon could take place next February. It's been 50 years since a crewed lunar flight. NASA says it eventually wants to go to Mars and beyond.
Radio 1 Dance.
Your destination for non-stop dance.
With huge DJ sets
and massive dance bangers.
in their mix.
All day, every day.
And you just don't stop.
24/7 dance energy.
On Radio 1 Dance.
Listen on your smart speaker.
On BBC Sounds.
And now on DAB+.
This is 5 Live Sports with Kelly Cates.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
One of the EFL Cup games this evening was an 8 o'clock kickoff. It was at Anfield. They're just approaching half-time and there's been a goal, Maz Faruqi.
And how often does this happen, Kelly? Adam Armstrong just hit the post at one end for Southampton and then Liverpool instantly go down the other end and score. Alexander Isak with the goal, offered to him though on a play, cut back from Chiesa on the dead ball line. So as you say, we're into the last minute of the 45. They really don't deserve it in truth, but Liverpool lead by a goal to nil.
Maz, thank you very much. We'll have regular updates from that throughout the evening and we'll keep you up to date with all the EFL Cup action. You will have heard that Aston Villa's President of Football Operations, Monkey, is set to leave the club. Former Real Sociedad Sporting Director Roberto Olabe is in advanced talks to take on the role. Joining us now, Spanish football expert Guillem Balaguer. Guillem, what's the reasons behind this?
Well, Kelly, it's a very intense regime, if you like, what's happening at Aston Villa. And 2 years at Aston Villa is like 5 anywhere else. And Monchi and Unai have got this kind of relationship of which when they work together and they discuss things and they argue, and all with views to get the best possible result in terms of signings and shape of the squad. And then a day reaches in which, like, that's it, we've done it. And it happened in Sevilla and it happened here after 2 years. It's the end of an era. Quite clearly, this is something that Unai must have been thinking of, because the replacement is going to be Roberto Olabe, somebody that he's very close to, that they work together again at Almeria. A completely different profile, while Monchi is more focused on the today, on the profile of the players, on signing those players of the highest caliber, etc., with the whatever means there are. Roberto Olabe is one that looks more for the medium term and the long term, and perhaps that is an acceptance that the pace, the speed in which Aston Villa continues to challenge the top 6, if you like, will have to change perhaps and think more medium term to be able to compete, because quite clearly financially they're hampered by the rules.
And Olabe, the man, of course, who was involved in bringing Alexander Isak from the Netherlands and then played a key part in the sale of Martin Zubimendi to Arsenal. So he has form with working with Premier League clubs, if not in a Premier League club. What do you think Monchi is going to do next? What's on the agenda for him?
There's a story doing the rounds. I'm not sure yet. I haven't confirmed it, that perhaps he will stay with the group, perhaps not with Aston Villa, but with the owners, just as an advisor. But knowing him, he will want to be involved with things pretty soon. And in the past, having had an experience at Roma, for instance, he went back to Sevilla. Sevilla still need direction. They still need, somebody who, again, as I said, maximizes the potential of what he's got in his hands, and that could be a final destination. He loves the club, and the club loves him. But I've seen how fans of Aston Villa just put down this move into, like, it's the end of an era, but not just for Monchi, but for everybody else. Unai is going to leave next, and Damia as well. And there's none of the sort. In fact, the signing of Roberto Olabe, as I say, who also brought Mikel Arteta to Real Sociedad from the Premier League, was close to him, and there was conversations about him becoming the director of football at Arsenal recently, before Bertra arrived. So with Roberto Olabe, they are looking beyond the now, and they are looking beyond the difficulties they found in themselves this season.
Guillem, in all of this, nobody's given a thought to you in the fact you've got a book out on Thursday called The Rise of the Villains, and now you're going to have to write a whole new chapter. So we'll let you go because you might have to update that one. Thank you very much, Guillem. Pleasure as always talking to you. Just to let you know, the half-time whistle has gone at Anfield. It's Liverpool 1, Southampton 0. Alexander Isak has scored for Liverpool, and they're about to get underway in our commentary match this evening. It's Lincoln City 1, Chelsea 0. Here's Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis.
Thank you, Kelly. Yes, perfect timing. We are about to get underway, and indeed there we are. There is the referee's whistle, Matthew Donoghue. Neither side has made a change, so Lincoln in this second half in their red and white striped shirts and black shorts, are playing from left to right as we look. They are attacking the Stacey West stand where the Chelsea travelling support are housed, all 1,800 of them, and they have G-Cock in goal, Monsma, Bradley and Tower as a back three, Darikwa and Hamer as the wing backs, right and left respectively, Bartholomew, McGrandles and House with Street and Draper as a front two. Chelsea in their royal blue shirts and shorts and white socks as that ball goes out of play for Garnacho, who has stayed on the right hand side incidentally. They have Jorgensen in goal, a back four of Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah and Hato, Santos, Fernandez, Boanote. Gittins now on the left, Garnacho on the right with Tyrick George to the middle. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, Chelsea sent out early by Enzo Maresca. I think it may have been a mad Maresca at half-time and given his team a dressing down. They expect better from Chelsea in this second half. They've got to carry a greater threat, but they've got to match Lincoln's physicality first and foremost.
If not a mad Maresca, maybe a morose Maresca.
Yeah.
Here is Hato back with the goalkeeper Jorgensen. Sanchez, of course, suspended, although he did hint last week when we were in Munich with Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, that Jorgensen is going to have to get game time, particularly in the domestic cups and maybe in the Champions League and maybe the odd Premier League game as well, purely because Sanchez can't play that amount of football that Chelsea are going to have to play this season. Although maybe if they go out here,
he's a goalkeeper. Come on,
you've got to keep people happy. Even Zach G-Cock is getting a run out, the cup goalkeeper for Lincoln, after playing against Harrogate and Burton in previous rounds. Maybe that's where you went wrong when you were a Lincoln manager. You didn't do enough squad rotation, Chris. Shot comes in from distance. Oh, what a goal! Tyrick George hits it instinctively first time, right-footed, and it fizzed its way in, and G-Cock never stood a chance. That was an absolute quality goal by Tyrick George early in the second half. Brings Chelsea level. Lincoln City 1, Chelsea 1.
I tell you what, this is some finish, some strike, out of nothing, Chelsea level. Tyrick George, you must be 23, 24 yards out, left-hand side of the box. The ball just sits, and he lashes the ball on the half volley, right-footed. It hammers off the far post. G-Cock absolutely nowhere near it. No goalkeeper in the world is stopping that. That is an absolutely stunning strike. George on the money for Chelsea, and from nowhere they're level.
Well, he certainly wasn't curious, was he, when he hit that? Hit it absolutely instinctively, and the way that it just fizzed its way off the inside right-hand post. And G-Cock never stood a chance, and there was very little backlift as well. It was an absolute belter.
It sat there waiting to be hit, but the quality of the finish, he just put his laces through it, but the accuracy on point. And this Lincoln City crowd now, I think they're stunned by that. That was absolutely from nowhere.
A bolt from the blue for the Blues, perhaps you would say.
Very good.
4 minutes into the second half, just what Chelsea needed. A little bit of a pick-me-up after Lincoln City had taken the lead late on in that first half. BBC Radio 5 Live, available on the BBC Sounds app, and that has certainly jolted Lincoln City. And Tyrick George making his first start of the season after 3 substitute appearances so far in this campaign. The 19-year-old with his 4th goal for the club in his 30th appearance. And here is Boanote, and he looks for George once again inside the area, back towards Boanote, tries to walk it in and succeeds. Chelsea have turned it around in no time. Boanote walks the ball in, and Lincoln City have been rocked as Chelsea score 2 goals in the space of about 90 seconds. They've come from behind, and Chelsea lead 2-1.
Yeah, I think it's weak defending from Lincoln City. It's just persistence from Buonanotte. They actually work the ball well from one side to the other, and then they feed the ball into the middle. Little give and go from Buonanotte onto George, and it comes back, but Buonanotte just goes through a couple of Lincoln defenders, and he shouldn't do. He does do. Just poor defending, I think it's Towler in the end, who overcovers, misses the ball completely, and Buonanotte prods the ball in, left-footed, past Cheacock. What a turnaround.
Well, you couldn't really see that, could you, at half-time? But that little poke that he did just guided the ball over the goal line, and Lincoln City have seen that 1-0 lead in a matter of no time wiped out, and Chelsea lead by 2-1. Let's get an update. Fulham-Cambridge with John Southall.
Fulham 0, Cambridge 0, but Fulham have come out with some intent in this second half. Kevin with a 20-yarder, fumble by the keeper. Jimenez from 8 yards, flicked it over the bar, and then Reed at the back post, straight to the keeper. Fulham 0, Cambridge 0.
So commentary of that is on Sports Extra 2. It's one of the streams you can find through the BBC Sounds app. When you scroll through, you'd also see on Sports Extra 3, Barnsley against Brighton and Hove Albion, where Brighton are leading by 3-0. And on Sports Extra, Liverpool 1, Southampton 0 in the 8 o'clock kickoff. It's all Chelsea now. Fernandes to Gusto, outside the area. He sends over a cross, and it requires Derrickwa to concede the corner with a header behind. Incidentally, tomorrow night, the Europa League starts. Real Betis against Nottingham Forest. But Red Star against Celtic at 8 o'clock kickoff. We'll have commentary on Sports Extra, and the Rajko Mitic Stadium will be bouncing. I guarantee you that. That'll be some atmosphere to tune into. We'll have Tottenham Doncaster on Sports Extra 3. Sports Extra 2 will be Paul Vale against Arsenal. Our main game comes from Huddersfield against Manchester City. As on the stretch, rather, that was into the side netting from Hato, the left back. So yeah, our next live football on 5 Live, Huddersfield Town against Manchester City. But 7 minutes into the second half, at half-time, I think some Lincoln supporters were thinking of a cup upset here. They're going to have to try and bounce back now from that double blow.
Yeah, they would have been dreaming, and why not, with the performance in the first half. Just out-fought, out-muscled Chelsea. I mentioned Chelsea sent out early by Maresca. Maybe some harsh words in there. They've suddenly found themselves in front.
House pushed over from behind. You wouldn't think a House would fall over as easily, but it is a free kick for Lincoln City midway through the Chelsea half. Still the Lincoln supporters, though, are sticking with Michael Scabala's side, 8 minutes in. And I noticed that Freddie Draper just came across to get some instructions from the bench, and he's gone over now to pass on those instructions to those who are going to take the free kick.
I thought it was a bit of a soft free kick. House made of straw.
Nobody's actually picked up Draper. Balamayev now will chip it in. Hamer is there, bouncing ball inside the area, shot then is blocked. That came in from Rob Street, who gave Lincoln the lead. Goes out as far as Balamayev, who gets it out towards Hamer. Plays the ball now to Street, left corner of the area. He delivers the cross, and the header from Tower is headed further on, and it requires a goal line clearance from Hato. Not quite on the goal line as such, but it was certainly goal bound. And the flag was up.
The flag has gone up, but every time the ball goes into that Chelsea box, it's carnage, isn't it? Lincoln City, every opportunity, centre-halves go forward, and they made life so uncomfortable for Chelsea. This game ain't over yet.
No, it certainly isn't. Chelsea, though, do lead by 2-1 on BBC Radio 5 Live. As the ball goes back towards Jorgensen, and given the errors that they've conceded this season with playing out from the back, you've always got to be wary of Chelsea when they get it, but they beat the Lincoln City press on this occasion, and now with precision the ball up towards Buonanotte, keeps his balance. Was he tripped? Yes, says the referee. Hamer says he got the ball, but it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea, forward of the centre circle, central position. They lead by 2-1.
Yeah, I think it was House actually who was fortunate there not to see yellow. I mean, that's a clear trip. Buonanotte getting away from him. Very fortunate there.
Here is Enzo Fernandez, curls it along the ground, out towards Gusto, the right back, far side, actually comes to a standstill. Back in field then to Chalobah, works it back, centre circle, then to Fofana, along the ground towards Gittins on this near side, the left. They've doubled up on Gittins, in towards Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez will run 30 yards out from goal in field. Now it is with Hato, comes on the inside of one challenge. Santos will help it on its way towards Gusto. They work it now towards Garnacho, right corner of the area, enters the box. Garnacho now runs in field, and it's a weak effort. Very, very tame as he falls over left-footed. Saved easily by Gikol.
Yeah, he's had a poor game, hasn't he, Garnacho, there? Coming inside on his left foot and falling as he hit the shot. Weak effort.
Derikwa chases, Chalobah clears. Gusto. Still, the endeavour is being applauded by these Lincoln City supporters. Oh, that was a cynical trip. That was a cynical trip, and that is going to be a yellow card for a trip on Gusto, beaten for sheer pace, and just a lunge, and without any hesitation. It is into the book there for Freddie Draper, who's the first Lincoln player to be booked. He can have no arguments about
no, and do you know what? I mean, you could argue it's such a cynical challenge, this is. Gusto's away from him. I mean, there's an argument that that's serious foul play. He's made no attempt to win the ball. That's an absolute shocker of a challenge. Fortunate to see yellow.
So the 21-year-old forward who joined Lincoln as a first-year scholar from Derby County before signing pro terms at the age of 17, gets a yellow. No VAR, of course, at this stage of the competition, as Chelsea lose the ball in the midfield. Now here is Draper, out towards Street. Derikwa goes on ahead of him. Street runs out, curls the ball in. Arriving was Draper, trying to get on the end of it. Required Santos to get his head before him inside the penalty box, and did well, actually. The attendance, incidentally, 10,214, 1,840 are from Chelsea in that Stacey West stand away towards our right, named in honour of Bill Stacey and Jim West, who died in the Bradford City fire disaster 40 years ago. And the Lincoln City supporters now generate the noise as another long throw is going to come in as they look for an equaliser, trailing the League One team by 2-1. Attacking from left to right, level with the penalty area. In it comes now, it's another long one. George is there, tries to stab the ball away on the edge of the area at the second attempt. Lincoln, will they get a free kick? The referee says yeah. It was Montsma who was pulled over, and once again the big men will go forward from the back.
Yeah, and just careless from Chelsea. Don't invite another ball into the box, and there's George there, a bit of naivety from him. That's the end of Garnacho's evening. I'm not surprised.
Garnacho's going to come up. Where will we go next then on 5 Live? Julia Bold at Burnley.
Burnley 1, Cardiff City 2, and it came out of nothing really. Zian Fleming, though, centre of goal, has got Burnley back into this game. Burnley 1, Cardiff City 2.
And time for a quick update from Chris Coles at Molineux.
Wolves 1, Everton 0. David Moyes has sent on Beto, Dewsbury Hall and Jai and Grealish to try and find Everton a way back into this match. Wolves 1, Everton 0.
Had time to squeeze in the 2 reports due to the time it took Garnacho to leave the field for Estevao to replace him as a Chelsea substitute in the 59th minute. Free kick then for Lincoln City. In it comes now, floated up in the air. Headed on by Hamer. Jorgensen spills it. Flags up on the near side. Wouldn't have counted, coming back from an offside position. Free kick to Chelsea. We'll get an update from Anfield though, Maz Farouki.
And Alexander Isak, despite scoring his first goal for Liverpool, which has given them the lead in this match, he's been replaced by Ugo Ekitike, so we're back underway at the start of the second half here. Liverpool 1, Southampton 0.
Phil Parkinson's Wrexham are leading Reading, who he served for so many years as a player in midfield. Wrexham 1, Reading 0. Liverpool are ahead then there. That's on Sports Extra. Wolves lead Everton by a goal to 0. Wigan 0, Wickham 0. Still Fulham 0, Cambridge United 0. Burnley 1, Cardiff 2. Barnsley 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 3. Don't forget the Ryder Cup this week. the very best coverage by Ian Carter and the team. Friday, midday to midnight. The first day, you'll hear wall-to-wall coverage on BBC Radio 5 Live, and indeed there will be a preview on Thursday night from 7 o'clock. That's something to look forward to.
Can't wait for that. Ali Bruce Ball has tipped Europe.
Has he?
Yeah. He knows his golf, doesn't he?
Well, we will see. You'll hear it, of course, here on 5 Live. Chelsea, the blue of Chelsea rather than the blue of Europe, coming forward. And it's Gusto's ball in towards the penalty area, and Esteban climbs early and then can't guide that header, leaping 7 yards out, off target, goal kick. Let's get an update though from Oakwell. Mike Minay.
Barnsley 0, Brighton 3. Could have been 4 on 3 different occasions. Belieber first, his delayed shot saved by Cooper. Then later, when Cooper was off and out of position, Simas saw his curled effort headed off the goal line. Watson's just blasted over from close range, and Barnsley have just hit the bar at the other end. All happening. Barnsley 0, Brighton 3.
And what's happening at Fulham, John Southall?
Well, they played an hour and it's still Fulham 0, Cambridge of a League 2-0, but Fulham are knocking on the door. Harrison Reed left of the area, tipped over by Eastwood from the corner. Jimenez headed over. Fulham 0, Cambridge 0.
There was just a fall, a drop to the knee there by Monsma, Lewis Monsma, the Dutch defender, but the flag was up anyway. There was, I think, George coming back from an offside position, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's just doing his laces up there. Monsma. And for Lincoln City, it's about the shock, really. The opening period of the second half, Chelsea coming from nowhere to take the lead. Now they've got to find a way back into this, and that's their style. Long diagonal ball, raking diagonal ball from Monsma. Chelsea defender out for a long throw. I say out for a long throw, out for a throw, but it will be a long throw.
And Tom Hamer is the person to take it as well. He's featured in all 13 games this season. This is his 8th start, so he's one of those players not necessarily suited as a left wing back with a change of system. But in it comes as well, and it's flicked on by a Chelsea player actually, and goes back to his own goalkeeper, Jorgensen, now with the underarm throw out towards Enzo Fernandez, but being pursued on this near side by Ben House, who gets a pat on the back of the head and also gets a yellow card as well. That might be persistent defending from the referee, Matthew Donoghue.
Well, I mean, you know, the earlier one was that the trip should have been a yellow card, and yeah, just a bit of naivety, really. Enzo Fernandez surrounded by Lincoln City players, going nowhere, winning the foul, and Chelsea now playing at their own pace. Lincoln pressing them, but Chelsea would hope that their superiority, better quality of player now, they should be able to see this game out.
Ball is played out to Gittins, who just comes in field on the right. Chalobah will pass it back out towards Gusto on that side. Esteban has gone towards him. Gusto now towards Andre Santos. Diagonal ball towards Gittins, takes it high on the chest, brings it under control, quickly on the attack, left-hand side of the penalty area. Fernandez wins one challenge, falls over, and then the ball is swept clear by Lincoln, up towards Street. Flicked away in the air by Fofana, and Chalobah to Gusto, who gets away from Riley Tower, who tried to pull him back. He runs away at pace, does Gusto. Now out towards the cross from Esteban, and that's going to go over the head of Gittins, and then out it goes for a Lincoln throw.
Great skill from Gusto, wasn't it? 2 Lincoln City players around him, and does a little pirouette, lets the ball run across his body, and then feeds the ball to Esteban, the Brazilian. Gets the byline, talented Brazilian, but off with the cross.
Glided away, didn't he, Gusto, as Chelsea still lead by 2-1. 2 goals in 2 minutes early in the second half, after that error that enabled Street to give Lincoln City a 42nd minute lead. Darikwa sliding back, guides it into the path of McGrandles, who hits it long up towards Street, and Lincoln will get a throw in front of the 2 dugouts. They're actually spread quite far apart actually here.
Is there a dugout regulation? Is there?
Well, actually, the LMA would encourage dugouts to be spread further apart to avoid conflict.
Well, why not have them on the opposite side of the pitch then?
Well, I think I think if you go to, I haven't been there yet, but you go to Rotherham's new stadium, I think the dugouts are deliberately further apart there at Rotherham's new ground. I stand to be corrected.
How do you know that?
I know all sorts of quirky facts. As in comes the long throw from Hamer. Lincoln looking for an equaliser, trailing 2-1. Flicked on by Bradley. Only as far as Enzo, who pumps the ball long. And Estevao was taking the gamble that Derricka was going to go back to his goalkeeper, and he didn't. And he did well to give it to Tower. Tower turns from Boanote. Tower is being held there by Boanote. Free kick that Tower will take quickly. Strikes it out to this near side. Draper was being pulled back there by Hato. Tries to bundle and force his way through. Gets a direct free kick as the shot comes in anyway after the referee's whistle had blown. So this is less than 30 yards out. It's central position, and Lincoln City have a direct free kick, and the Lincoln City supporters still believe they can get something from this cup tie.
Yeah, and why not? Just real determination from Draper to win the free kick. What can they do?
Well, you've got Bartholomew F there. You've also got Conor McGrandles, who hasn't scored a goal since playing against Chesham. He'd looked to get one against Chelsea. He's gone 47 games without a goal as Conor McGrandles, but he now will walk away, and it leaves us with one. Lewis Monsma, the giant Dutch defender. Monsma hits it right-footed, always on the rise. So we will go to Fulham, I think, and John Southall.
Where Cambridge's resistance has finally been broken. Fulham 1, Cambridge United 0. Cross from the right-hand side. There was Emile Smith-Rowe to guide it in from 4 yards out. Is there a response from Cambridge? Fulham 1, Cambridge 0.
So that means, and unless I've missed a goal somewhere at Wigan, that means that we've had a goal in every tie in the League Cup third round tonight. Brighton are 3-0 up at Barnsley. Cardiff lead 2-1 at Burnley. Fulham 1, Cambridge 0. Wigan, Wickham. Chelsea give the ball away. This is Street inside the area. Street, the angle is tight, pulls the ball back, looking towards Draper, cut out and cleared away by Chelsea. Wolves 1, Everton 0, Wrexham 1, Reading 0. Oh, Wickham are leading at Wigan. Wigan 0, Wickham 1 is the latest score. Liverpool leads Southampton by a goal to 0. Derricka with the cross from the right-hand side. This is Hamer, close range, couldn't get there, keeps the ball alive. Ball pulled back, battling for it, gets the shot away and into the side netting. And it was Draper, right-footed, off target. Another goal at Oakville, Mike Miney.
Barnsley 0, Brighton 4, and a fourth for Diego Gomez. 4 for him now, low shot under Murphy Cooper on the right-hand side of the goal, just moments after Barnsley had hit the post themselves. It is now Barnsley 0, Brighton 4.
Draper going close.
I thought he should have scored. Once again, a ball into the box, causing all sorts of carnage, and he does well, shifts on the inside, little jink in between two Chelsea defenders. He's 8 yards out, level with the corner of the 6-yard box, and misses the target.
We're going to see, I think, a triple change being made very, very soon for Lincoln City as Street lifts that high and wide. Chelsea are going to make a change as well. Cucurella is going to be coming on. We're also going to see Shimi Mayuka, a 17-year-old forward, for coming on for his 6th appearance for Chelsea, his first this season. And Pedro Neto is another one of the players who's going to be coming on. Lincoln substitutions are still getting their final instructions, so eyes at the ready as to who's going to be coming off. Tyrick George is going to be the first to come off here for Chelsea, and that is for Mayuka to replace him. So the teenager comes on for Tyrick George, who got that blistering goal for Chelsea earlier on. Update meanwhile at Anfield, Mas Farouki.
Yellow card for Ugo Ekitike. He's certainly in the mood, let's say, to prove a point as he chases every opportunity after coming on in the second half. And another dangerous cutback from Southampton at the other end, which had to be intercepted by Mamadashvili. We played 57 minutes, Liverpool 1, Southampton 0.
The other change is Pedro Neto for Jamie Gittins, and Cucurella comes on to replace Enzo Fernandez. So they're the three changes. It's going to be a quadruple change though for Lincoln, and so we're going to see Bayliss coming on, Rico Hackett, and also James Collins is going to be coming on as well, and Justin Obikwu, who's a 21-year-old forward who is on loan from Coventry City. So they are the changes. And going off for Lincoln, Ben House. We're also seeing the back of Rob Street, so James Collins will replace him. Freddie Draper has gone off, so Obikwu will come on for him. And then the other change is the 17. Who's that? No, Street's gone off. Who else has come on?
I think House and Street have gone off. Come on, keep up.
I've never done 7 substitutions in one go. Draper, Street, House, and somebody else went off.
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
17. Well, I'll leave that one for George to work out. I think his numbers are wrong. He hasn't been back with us long. I think he's given us enough information.
Yeah. He was such a good producer years ago, wasn't he? Until he had that little break.
Varvolomiev has gone off. He never wrote down 24 for me. So Bayliss has gone off. We got there in the end. Neto with a cross towards the far post. Prodded away. Comes out towards Gusto. Gusto shoots. And it goes off target. Chelsea still lead by 2-1.
Mayuka at the far post. Brilliant little ball from Neto. Just stood up, left-footed, got to the byline. He'll be that ball carrier. Direct, isn't he, Neto? Clever ball. Cucurella's just been handed an A4 sheet of instructions. He's gone into the midfield area, hasn't he, for Enzo Fernandez?
Wasn't a list of the substitutions, was it? And list to the 5 Live commentary team. You can see why I struggled at school, can't you? Anyway, Chelsea lead by 2-1.
Surprised you went to school.
Surprised you did as well. Although I did work out at school my percentages. Even though I got an F in maths, I got it worked out that your win percentage ratio was 27% when you were the Lincoln manager.
Yeah. You fed that to Mark Chapman last night, didn't you?
Well, loose lips sink ships, as Bob Paisley once said. 17 minutes remain. Chelsea, after a scare, are heading through to the 4th round against the Lincoln City side, who are in the 3rd round for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. Only twice before in their history have they managed to progress. 67, 68 under Ron Gray, and a little more recently under Mark Kennedy. They did have hopes of maybe going into the next stage. However, those 2 goals, the beauty from George and then the Boyanose one 2 minutes later, has changed all that. However, it is still very much a respectable scoreline for Lincoln, and they're still in the tie with 16 minutes remaining.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And James Collins coming on as a centre forward. He's been around the block, hasn't he, James Collins? Scored a lot of goals. He'll make a nuisance of himself. Getting on a bit now, isn't he? But has that football brain.
34 years of age now, the 6'2" striker. Good ratio of goals too, 15 in his 32 appearances for Lincoln. He's actually played against Chelsea twice before in his career. At Shrewsbury 11 years ago when they lost by 2-1 in a League Cup tie, and then at Luton about 4 years ago at Stamford Bridge when they were beaten by 3-1. Reading have got a second goal, incidentally, at home to Wrexham have got a second goal at home to Reading, 2-0, and Wycombe have increased their lead at Wigan. So Wigan 0, Wycombe 2 are latest scores in the competition. Lincoln looking for an equaliser. Hamer goes long once again with a throw. Bouncing ball in the penalty area. Mayuka gets the ball away. Played then back on that far side. This is Tower tussling for it. Loses the ball. Kicks out. And the referee will give a free kick to Chelsea midway through their own half. Under a quarter of an hour remaining.
Mayuka hasn't been on long, but he's actually done okay. Won a free kick there for his team. Deep in his own half. Lincoln making the substitutions, trying to freshen things up. Bit of fresh impetus up top, trying to get back into this game.
Ball goes out wide. Chalobah hits it long. Bonote will give chase. It'll go out for a goal kick. Gives us time to go to Anfield. Maz Faruqi.
Chiesa with the ball in the back of the net in front of the Kop, but he was well offside, and changes being made by both managers now. For Liverpool, the second is Bradley on for Jones. We've played 63 minutes. It is still Liverpool 1, Southampton 0.
Thanks, Maz. That's his commentary on Sports Extra. Reminder, tomorrow we're live at Huddersfield Town for the visit of Manchester City. Spurs Doncaster will be on Sports Extra 3, Port Vale Arsenal on Sports Extra 2, and on Sports Extra we'll have the simulcast of Radio Scotland Red Star against Celtic in the Europa League. Pedro Neto shoots, drags it wide, left-footed, outside the area, goal kick. Chelsea still lead 2-1. We've got 13 and a half minutes remaining.
Yeah, space opened up for Neto. Good ball across, I think it was from Estevao, who was looking for a return pass, but took a touch with his left foot. 18 yards out and dragged the shot past G-Cock's left-hand post. Lincoln City still very much in this game. Chelsea, you're going to have to defend strongly to see it out.
Former Chelsea striker, former Lincoln City manager, Chris Sutton, with us here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Chested forward by Cucurella. Battling for it was Rico Hackett, midfielder who they signed from Portsmouth a couple of years ago. Back it goes, and almost trying to squeeze his way around the back was Obikwu, but Fofana was alert to that and able to turn out towards Estevao with the trickery. Plays the ball in field. Fofana, 12 minutes remaining. Hato, who they signed from Ajax for £37 million, and now playing the ball across the back. Fofana gives it to Gusto, and all the way back to Jorgensen.
Yeah, he's been important, Gusto has, for Chelsea. Just the way he's drifted here, there and everywhere when they're in possession, coming into that inverted role. It's more in the front line in that first half, showing his class in the second half.
Got a series of home games coming up of Chelsea. Maresca yesterday was joking about it doesn't have the opportunity to rest some of his defenders, particularly at the heart of that defence. He said, I might have to play myself. As here is Estevao with a shot that was blocked, edge of the area, ball balloons up in the air, headed away by Tower. Hamer can't eventually clear it. Cucurella picks it up for Chelsea. They've got a new boo boy now, have the Lincoln supporters, that Garnacho's left the field, and it is Cucurella who's getting the jibes as that ball from the back from Hato goes behind Pedro Neto and out for a Lincoln throw. Just over 10 minutes remaining. You would think that Chelsea would still fashion one more, at least a couple of more opportunities.
Yeah, you would think that, and space should open up, but you'd also think Lincoln City will get more entries into the Chelsea box, and it's going to be how Chelsea defend those entries.
Derricka with the throw. Goes back towards Monsma. Dark-haired defender, teed back by Bradley to his goalkeeper, G-Cock, plays it forward. Able to turn on this ball is McGrandles, and then they work it out towards Tower. Tower back then to Bradley. Tells him to go long, or pass the ball back out towards this side, and then he pings the ball out towards Derricka. Derricka can't keep the ball in play, despite his best efforts with a header. And it'll be a throw to Chelsea midway through the Lincoln half.
And strangely enough, the last minute or so, Lincoln City have started to play some football, possession-based football out from the back, which is in contrast to the way that they've played for the rest of this game. As yellow card there for the Lincoln bench.
One of the coaching staff just to the left of Michael Skubala has been shown a yellow card by the referee Matthew Donoghue to John Southall at Fulham.
Fulham 1, Cambridge 0, but Cambridge still very much in this. They've responded really well to the goal. Bradshaw down the left-hand side, I think he meant to cross it. Decent shot in the end, held by the keeper Lecomte. Fulham 1, Cambridge 0, 10 minutes to play.
We've got 10 minutes to play here. Commentary that is on Sports Extra 2. Told you about our Ryder Cup coverage in our football tomorrow. The football to look forward to at the weekend. Crystal Palace Liverpool with our 3 o'clock commentary with the usual goal service at 3. We've got the Women's Rugby Union World Cup final to look forward to as well. Canada against England. So you're certainly going to need the BBC Sounds app at the weekend, as Lincoln City have been awarded a free kick just inside their own half.
And Maresca out of his technical area, telling the Chelsea backline, get higher. Doesn't want them defending too deep on the edge of their 18-yard line.
They were dropping that way. G-Cock takes it. Bradley's forward from the back, tries to head it into the penalty area. The flick on doesn't quite come off and allows Fofana to volley the ball away only as far as De Wickwar. Plays it out then towards this near side. This is Tom Bayliss, the midfielder. Down the line it goes. Monsmiller gives the ball away. Neto. Break is on for Chelsea, leading by 2-1. It's 4 against 3. Pedro Neto comes forward, slides it into the path of Buonanotte. And that was blocked. Esteban will retrieve it on that far side, the right. That was a chance maybe to put the game beyond Lincoln's reach. Still, though, Chelsea have a slender lead. Santos passes the ball back towards Fofana. Chris Sutton.
Not maybe, it was the chance where Chelsea should have wrapped it up. Good save from G-Cock. Lovely slid pass from Neto.
Cucurella back towards Neto. Cucurella has stayed forward. Snapshot comes in left-footed, blocked by De Wickwar. Goes out of play for a Chelsea throw on this near side. 8 minutes remaining on 5 Live. We're with you through with Kelly Cates till 10:30.
The thing I don't quite understand is Lincoln City had another chance to play an early diagonal into the box and they didn't. Tried to slide a pass down the line and Chelsea winning the ball back, and hence then the break and the big chance for Buonanotte after Neto slid him in right hand side of the box. It may prove to be a big save from G-Cock.
Jorgensen clips the ball out towards Hato on this near side. Infield now along the ground towards Santos. Thing is, for Chelsea, the games will continue to come thick and fast. They've got Brighton at home on Saturday. The return of Jose Mourinho to Stamford Bridge with Benfica in the Champions League. Then Liverpool at home, and after the international break, Forest away. Here is Gusto. So you can see why he placed the importance on this game to go with still a relatively strong team, Enzo Maresco, because 3 games without a win and some tricky fixtures coming up, as a yellow card is shown there, I think, to James Collins by the referee Matthew Donoghue. The substitute has been booked and Lincoln are looking to make another change, and it is going to be Francis Okoronkwo who is going to be coming on. He's on loan from Everton, scored 4 goals in 24 appearances for Salford on loan last season, and this will be his 8th appearance since he arrived at Sincil Bank from Everton. It's the royal blue of Chelsea who are coming forward here, though, with 6.5 minutes remaining. Neto, left side, Cucurella, edge of the area, Gusto central, forward ball, cut out by Monsma, hits it forward, up it goes towards Obikwu. De Wickwar can't challenge, Monsma clears it, rides up the body of Obikwu, out towards De Wickwar on this near side, the right. Ball played back by Collins, keeping the ball. Lincoln City still only trailing by 2-1. They were 1-0 ahead at half-time. They're attacking now on that far side. McGrandles, ball swept over. De Wickwar waits inside the penalty area. It comes off the head of Neto. It'll be a Lincoln throw, 10 yards up from the corner flag. Now the change will be made. And the player who's going to be going off is indeed Lewis Montsma. So it's an attacking change. They'll revert to a flat back four now, I would think. Montsma comes off, Okoronkwo is on. And Lincoln still harbour hopes of taking this to penalties with 5.5 minutes remaining. Nobody's leaving Sincil Bank early. Hamer 10 yards up from the corner flag on this near side, the right. Takes it, another long throw. Up in the air by Fofana to head it away. Played back out towards Hamer. Hamer with a cross. Comes to the edge of the area. Estevao with a little layoff, gives it away. Bayliss looks to win it back, overruns it. Straight towards Gusto. Gusto now can bring it clear for Chelsea as we go to Molineux and Chris Coles.
Wolves still leading by a goal to nil, but it's a fragile lead. Everton are pushing. James Garner's hit the crossbar from a free kick. He's also forced a good save from Sam Johnston, diving low to his left. Wolves 1, Everton 0, 2 minutes to play.
We have under 5 minutes to play here at Sincil Bank on BBC Radio 5 Live. And it is with Hackett. Back then, hit long by Hamer. Cushion header forward by Chalobah. Mayuka challenged. Manages to roll away though from Hamer. But it was an aimless forward ball. Goes straight through to the Lincoln goalkeeper.
Yeah, careless from the young Chelsea centre forward there. Rolled Hamer brilliantly and should have just slid the ball to Neto, who was to his left-hand side. Gave the ball away, allows Lincoln to get the ball forward.
Straight back to Molineux, Chris Coles.
Where Wolves are surely into the fourth round of the League Cup. 2-0 they lead Everton. Tolu, his first goal for Wolves, the Nigerian international. Lovely little chipped finish over the on-rushing Mark Travers. Wolves 2, Everton 0.
Struggling in the Premier League, but respite in the League Cup. A place in the fourth round awaits then surely for Wolves. Chelsea are heading in that direction as well, unless something happens here in the next 3.5 minutes. As Cheacock hits it out towards this near side. Hackett controls it, plays the ball in field. Bayliss hits it first time, blocked. Skipping away from one challenges Pedro Neto. Loses the ball. Bayliss now picks it up, passes the ball in field. And now an opportunity to have Bradley at the heart of that Lincoln City defence to bring the ball clear as Tower, playing as a left back, feeds it forward on that far side. And trying to come forward on the left-hand side there for Lincoln City was Okoronkwo, but it goes out for a Chelsea throw. Another goal at Oakwell, Mike Mane.
They got 6 in round 2, they got 5 in round 3. Brighton lead Barnsley by 5 goals to nil. 17-year-old Harry Howell with his first goal for the club, with a first-time finish, left foot into the right-hand side of the goal. It is Barnsley 0, Brighton 5.
Dundee United are leading Aberdeen by 2 goals to nil, so Aberdeen still bottom, still yet to win, it would seem, with that scoreline at Tannadice. And Falkirk 2, Hibs 2 is a latest score. 2.5 minutes remain. Chelsea lead by 2 goals to 1. Jorgensen's clearance goes over the head of Tower. And the ball is put out of play for a Chelsea throw, almost level with the penalty area on that right-hand side.
Yeah, I'm going to say the subs for Lincoln City haven't quite worked. They've lost a bit of momentum, really. Understand Michael Skubala and that sort of throw of the dice, try and freshen things up, but Chelsea have been comfortable, really. Last 10-15 minutes.
Here is Fofana to Cucurella. Cucurella playing in midfield, gets the ball back, returns it to Fofana. He actually side on, plays it all the way back to Jorgensen, the shaven-headed goalkeeper, all in green, the Danish keeper. Now towards Fofana. I think the Lincoln bench are wanting to see Lincoln still try and put pressure on that back line of Chelsea. Collins does tentatively approach, then it goes towards Jorgensen and he turns and gets away from Ubikwu and then clears it long downfield. Derikwa up against Pedro Neto. Hamer goes in for a 50-50 with Boanotta. Breaks in favour of the Grandals. Now it is with Ubikwu, slightly behind Rico Hackett, but he keeps the ball in play. Infield, Derikwa pulled back, does well, gives it towards Hackett. Lincoln are attacking. Just over 60 seconds remaining, in comes the cross, the goalkeeper hasn't got there, and it's spooned over the top by Okoronkwo. Another goal at Anfield, Maz Faruqi.
Well, how about this? It's the equaliser for Southampton from a corner. Fired in by Shay Charles. Liverpool have not been great in this match, and now Southampton are level 1-1, 77 minutes played.
Commentary of that is on Sports Extra. Remember, it's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Another goal at Oakwell, Mike Minay.
6 in round 2, 6 then in round 3 for Brighton. Ayari powers this one in from the right of the box. It is Barnsley 0, Brighton 6.
Thank you, Mike. Commentary of that is on Sports Extra 3. Yellow card is going to be shown to Philip Jorgensen for time wasting.
Yeah, deservedly so. He's not convinced tonight, though, has he? Got away with that last cross as well, didn't he? He's been a bit of a flapper, as Philip Jorgensen.
Yeah, he hasn't convinced at all. That's offside by Mayuku, so that'll be a free kick to Lincoln. Going to find out how much added time we're going to get here now from the fourth official, David Rock. By my watch, we're entering the 90-minute, 4 minutes. 4 minutes of added on time, which we're now into. G-Cock goes long with a free kick for Lincoln. Bradley's up from the back. Header away from Gusto. Heads it. Bradley's stayed forward. And now all of a sudden Estevao is able to turn and runs forward with Chelsea on that far side. Tower has gone with him. Estevao turns him on the inside. Tower struggling to keep up with Estevao. What a run this is from Estevao, going all the way, stopped outside the D. Derrick wins that ball against Boanote. That was just sheer desire that won that particular challenge. And then he's scythed down by Cucurella. And that'll be a free kick to Lincoln on the halfway line. 3 minutes of added on time remain.
What an absolutely ridiculous challenge from Cucurella. Derrick were going nowhere. Just near the touchline on the halfway line, and Cucurella, it's like a scissor challenge. And G-Cock, the goalkeeper, going to put another one into the box.
So G-Cock is going to take it. It's just in from the left touchline. It's on the halfway line. It's right-footed. It's hit long. It's aimed towards Bradley. Fofana, though, manages to do well under pressure to get it away. And then a second time he clatters the ball high and downfield. We go back to Masfarouki at Anfield.
Great chance for Ekatike to put Liverpool ahead again almost immediately, almost shaving the right post with that header. 79 minutes played, 1-1.
Remember, commentary of that is on Sports Extra for an 8 o'clock kickoff. Hackett on this near side, the right for Lincoln. Hackett, his cross, charged down, up in the air it goes, headed away then on the edge of the area by Cucurella. Got a second chance to volley the ball clear for Chelsea. By my watch, we have about 2 minutes remaining. Reggie Walsh, the 16-year-old who made his debut against Stuart Gardens last season, is going to be coming on, but Lincoln can come forward. Hamer with the ball in towards the edge of the area, aimed towards Okoronkwo, wouldn't run for him, and Chelsea can clear it. Boanote will run forward, gap starting to appear at the back. I tell you what, he won't be happy with the result, but they'll be more than pleased and encouraged with the performance and how they've acquitted themselves against quality opposition, these Lincoln players.
Absolutely, it's not over yet though. Another. Wasn't the best ball into Cucurella, straight pass out from the back. Cucurella, Lincoln City player, nips in front of him, pinches the ball off him, and we're heading into the last 2 minutes. Can it happen for Lincoln City?
We've got less than that, Chris, by my watch. We've got about 75 seconds remaining. Cucurella, incidentally, was booked. The teenager Reggie Walsh still limbers up, but they're not going to throw him in just yet. The goalkeeper, incidentally, G-Cock, has come forward and is actually standing 10 yards in from the right touchline. So their goal is completely exposed now for Lincoln. This free kick is taken by Hackett, curls its way into the area. Still the keeper remains up. Estevao tries to get away, falls towards Hackett. Hackett hesitates, gets the ball forward. Ball played now towards Okoronkwo. His cross headed out by Chalobah. Late pressure, headed back by Bayliss. Not convincing defending at all by Chelsea under pressure. Now they get it clear, and the goalkeeper has turned into his penalty area as Lincoln given away a free kick, and we have about 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, just for a moment you wondered whether the ball would drop to a Lincoln City player in the Chelsea box. Gotta say, I don't know what G-Cock was doing, the Lincoln City goalkeeper. He was drifting out to the right wing, wasn't he? Like, a very strange position for a goalkeeper to take up in the dying minutes. You think, get in the mix-up.
What did he say to you last night? Football is a game of invasion, didn't he, Michael Skubala? That was almost a game of confusion. the goalkeeper in the position that he took up. So Walsh is on, he comes on for Boanote. By my watch, the 4 minutes of added on time have been used, and we're now basically just on how much longer our referee Matthew Donoghue wants to play on a little bit longer, with Lincoln 1, Chelsea 2 here on 5 Live. Been a good cup tie, and Lincoln can be rightly proud of their performance. A little look at the watch from the referee. Still they play on. Gusto will go all the way back to Jorgensen. Jorgensen hits it first time, right-footed, and there indeed is the final whistle. And Lincoln City, been a good effort, but they were undone by those 2 quick goals that caught them cold at the start of the second half, after Street had given Lincoln City the lead at half-time. But George with a blistering effort, and Boanote with the ultimate match winner 5 minutes into the second period. They did have a few scares, but they came through ultimately unscathed. It's Lincoln City 1, Chelsea 2. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, Lincoln City can count themselves unlucky. They were sensational in the first half, deservedly took the lead. And then it was just a poor 2 minutes, really. The quality of Georgia's goal, though, was top draw, a strike from 22, 25 yards, which I don't think any goalkeeper in the world would have saved. That got them level, and then some weak defending, really. And Buonanotte popped Chelsea in front, and then never really created too much clear-cut Lincoln City. They huffed and puffed and worked hard and pushed Chelsea all the way, but it's the Premier League side who go through.
Well, the Lincoln supporters, Kelly, have stayed inside Sinsel Bank to applaud their players as Chelsea go over to acknowledge the travelling support, all 1,800 of them from West London, as Chelsea go through to the 4th round. Lincoln City 1, Chelsea 2.